Now at the end of the first event in Staffordshire. Now Lise, who has been so pivotal to the whole project from MKFT, has moved mountains to be here, but only during at the end of the event. So I'd like these people who've come along and never seen Blue Shoes before. How did it go? Because Lise was asking me, and I thought, well, rather than ask me,
I thought it was great, not least because I won a croc, but because it's a really different type of situation that we don't often find ourselves in. It would be too easy to just say let's have a question and answer type session, but this doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like it's just two sides of people talking at each other. It's really collaborative. It's quite unique in the sense that it feels like we're all together in this, and we're all trying to understand where each other are coming from. It's a different kind of way to have conversations, and I think it was really fun as well.
Well, I like the fact that you've made it fun, because you have a serious topic, and I worry myself, that we say the Blue Shoes events are fun, and you didn't even have the bunting today because it's too formal and environment for bunting. Oh, we normally have bunting. Other events we need bunting, okay?
Yeah.
So, Carrie, how did you find it?
I thought it was fantastic because when I first arrived, I was just speaking to a couple of the individuals that had arrived earlier, and there was one lady in particular who was quite nervous about today, and she'd not attended an event like this before. And she was worried that she would either not talk or talk too much, and she was a little bit nervous. But after playing the game, I went to grab a drink at the refreshment break, and she actually came up to me and said that was great, and I really felt like it was a positive environment to discuss and to share my thoughts and feelings. And she also loved the fact that she'd learned so much, because there's so much she doesn't know, and she doesn't know what she doesn't know. Yeah. So for her to attend today and to get that, she thought it was really positive, and it was great to see that enthusiasm from a person that had come and sat at the table and said they were really nervous and would probably struggle to chat today. Yeah, so absolutely. It was great.
Yeah. And then Helen and Jackie, I've roped in, who have no idea what we're doing. We're doing this hot take in the corner. So.
We're just happy we've got our crocs.
For me, the massive ideas that we're thinking about, difficult concepts, personal, emotional concepts. I think like the Who Shoes methodology allows you to step into other people's perspectives, if you like, in a really safe way. And what I noticed, and pretty diverse people around the table, but people were able to engage with that. Yeah. And to hear from another perspective in that really authentic and powerful way. So I think, we call it a game, but it's more of a methodology for managing those big and difficult concepts in a really safe, authentic way. And it really stimulated that the discussion was really powerful. And I think the ability to then capture that into a metaphor and summary in that graphic is just really powerful. And I said, when I summarise, that when we have the strategy, you'll be able to see what happened here today, writ large in that strategy, and probably be able to track it back. So it was a really powerful and productive day, and I'm looking forward to the next three.
Brilliant. Thank you for recognising that it's a methodology, and I think if that is happening in Staffordshire, and certainly Lise has recognised very loud throughout, because some people just see it as at worst, and I really hope you can pick up your very values-led product and approach. It's a Who Shoes approach, and some people have a workshop, it's possibly ticking some co-production box, but the best ones are embedding it in what they do. They're perhaps having one copy of the board game, having a group of people around talking about, I know the table I joined over there, siblings, young carers. You could pick out those relevant scenarios or about anything. Just have a small group discussion about it. It doesn't have to be a full-blown workshop.
I mean, I'd like to see the methodology used with senior leadership teams in schools. Rather than us standing up there with like PowerPoints and this is SEND and these are your duties. If we were to use that sort of methodology, the senior leadership teams are going to be able to engage far more and actually connect, rather than this is just another PowerPoint. So I think there's a utility, and it is a methodology, and it's also an intervention as well, because it does change people's positioning and their thinking, and therefore it is an intervention. It creates change, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So methodology and intervention. Yeah.
So it's exciting, and I mean, you've got the tools, so you can use them, you know, yourselves. Obviously, if they start going into schools, then you know we talk about how we could do that.
Yeah.
I know Tori on Lisa's team. Just say a word about what Tori does.
So Tori's a teacher by trade, and we did the mental health module of Who's Shoes, and she was curious about how she might be able to use it in a school context, and she's created a lesson plan for every key stage to use Who's Shoes as part of an SEMH PHSE lesson using the mental health module. But I'm also taking the game up to Three Spires Academy in Kidsgrove for they've got they're a school that's prides themselves on their inclusion, and they have lots of schools come to talk to them about what they're doing. So I'm taking it up. There's a connection through Bernie actually. So Sarah Milne's got an event in a few weeks time next week, and I'm taking it up to and that will be with educationalists in the main, and I think parents. And I think for me the power of Who's Shoes is being able to think about that whole of the beach ball and not just your stripe on it. And when you start seeing the other side of the stripe, perhaps you start thinking about it differently. And the reason I was late this morning is because I was in Stoke at a SEND community lounge, and I took Who's Shoes there. So there's different tables with different professionals that parents can go and talk to, but I was sort of in the corner inviting people to come and play, perhaps while they were waiting for a professional. And it sounds like we had some really similar conversations that you've had here today. So some of the themes I think are universal, but I think that theme of scarce resource, and when resources are scarce and people and then there's that how do I make the resources work for me, and not thinking about the collective and the network and the neighbourhood, and actually if it takes a village to raise a child, then how might we start thinking about the system in a bigger way. And I think Who's Shoes is a really good tool for thinking about the whole of the beach ball, not just my stripe but everyone else's stripe too.
Oh, thank you. And Jackie, I'm conscious we've
Carry on.
I should quite you.
Show me your cross. I'm so happy with my cross. So I had the honour today really of going around all of the tables and taking on the post-it notes and sort of having a read of them, which I guess not everybody got to read all of that detail for everybody. And it was just fascinating to see the same themes come through, but those slightly different perspectives. But it just made me feel like we're getting it right. We know what we know, but there's all those little missing pieces that I feel like the game today's helped us put together. And Anna has just done an amazing job at drawing that for us. So just thank you for letting us be part of the journey, really.
Thank you all. Thank you for being part of Spontaneous Team Hotspot.
Thanks, Jill. Thank you.